I'd like to welcome everybody for coming here on a Saturday morning, for many people coming here during their summer vacation, and I would like to start our conference that really was put together in 2 months, thanks to our wonderful organizing committee, graduate students, undergraduate students, and also I would like to thank all the responses we got, all the people who responded to us, who didn't even come here, but who responded most enthusiastically about our idea. The topic was galvanizing, and I think I really have to attribute this support to the topic and to the timeliness of it. We did also invite people from the Department of Education of Arizona because they gave us this impetus, but they turned us down. So we will try to represent their point of view as well to the extent as possible. And we will be dealing primarily with issues that are directly related to this impetus, the Arizona situation today. And tomorrow we'll be dealing with also broader issues that include other languages and other cultures and issues of language perception and status of foreign languages or second languages in other cultures. And we also will have some panels that have to do with particularly UCLA Department of Applied Linguistics tomorrow. So you have all the programs. Unfortunately, I forgot to register for the conference, so I don't have the program. But you have a better idea exactly now. And I would like to welcome our first speaker, Dean of the Dean of Graduate School and of Graduate Studies, Claudia Mitchell-Kernan, who is also an anthropological linguist and who provided support for this conference. So Claudia, thank you very much. Please come.
Well, good morning. It really is quite a delight to see such a wonderful audience here so early on a Saturday morning, the day of the week that many of us do try to sleep in just a little bit. I'd like to begin my brief remarks by joining in welcoming members of the UCLA community who are participating and our distinguished visitors whose presentations I'm sure are going to make this a very rich experience for all of you. I also want to thank Professor Yokoyama and her students and members of the faculty of the Department of Applied Linguistics for their vision in convening this weekend's conference on linguistic diversity in the classroom, perspectives on accent, grammar, and fluency. The topic, it seems to me, is particularly timely, and the conference has been planned in part, as Olga has mentioned, in response to a social movement that has gained fairly strong footing in the state of Arizona and which seems to be spreading to other areas of our country. While it is certainly true that accent, grammar, and fluency can be examined from the point of view of language and pedagogy, I think many observers of events in Arizona will find it hard to ignore the fact that these concepts have very weighty social and attitudinal components. Despite the fact that the proposals remove teachers with so-called heavy accents from the classroom has been framed in terms of serving the interests of children who need to gain English language fluency, the very timing of the proposal has rendered it suspect and symptomatic of growing anti-immigrant sentiment in this country. This latter view has been regrettably reinforced by threats to ban the teaching of ethnic studies in Arizona and other new laws that are aimed at giving local law enforcement greater authority to question and detain people on the basis of reasonable suspicion that they are in this country illegally. It's difficult to imagine how such laws can be enforced without resort to racial profiling. Likewise, concepts like accent and fluency also lend themselves to subjective judgments that can be used to target some groups with the pretext of improving teaching and learning. It's not always easy to determine when language diversity, strictly speaking, is a true barrier to communication and education, or when language diversity has become a convenient anchor for discrimination and marginalization of particular groups. Thus, in my view, the linguistic and sociopolitical dimensions of our current situation are deeply entangled. My own experience in different parts of the world has made me actually marvel at the relative ease with which many people around the world acquire second, third, and even fourth languages